Former FBI Director James Comey interviewed by the Secret Service on Friday as part of an investigation by the Department of Homeland Security and Secret Service. The investigation sparked after Comey shared a since-deleted post on Instagram earlier this week. This post right here. It shows a picture of seashells spelling out 8647 and saying, "Cool shell formation on my beach walk." Donald Trump is the 47th president. Trump says Comey, who Trump fired from the FBI 8 years ago, knows what 86 means.
He knew exactly what that meant. A child knows what that meant. If you're the FBI director and you don't know what that meant assassination. And it says it loud and clear. Now, he wasn't very competent, but he was competent enough to know what that meant. And he did it for a reason.
Let's bring in NewsNation national security contributor Tracy Walder, a former FBI officer and CIA special agent. Always good to see you, Tracy. Good morning.
Good morning, Hena.
You and I have talked about the two assassination attempts from the past year on our president. From your perspective, how serious is it to see that phrase, 8647? Is it a threat?
In my opinion, yes, although I know some people might not see it as such. The problem with this is, as you mentioned before, we have had two very legitimate assassination attempts against this president. And there has been a lot of very heated rhetoric, in my opinion, especially around political violence on both sides, quite frankly. And so when you take a picture of something like this, and then you put that up on, social media and those kinds of things, and the position that he held, it's almost like, in a way, he's saying that this behavior is acceptable, and that is incredibly wrong.
Comey said he did not know that 86 could be used in a violent context. He was a former FBI director. Based on your experience, Tracy, and of course, understandings of investigations like this one, should Comey get the benefit of the doubt here that he simply did not know what it meant?
Look, I'm going to be harsh, to be honest with you, and I don't think he should get the benefit of the doubt. And I think there's two reasons for that. Listen, I think even if we want to cast doubt, right, on the fact that he did not know what 86 meant, let's give that to him for a second. If you are someone of his stature, you should not be posting things that he admitted in his response he wasn't really sure what it meant. That is just something he should not be doing. And he is unwittingly, if it is unwitting, fanning these flames of violence. And I think he needs to be held accountable for that.
We're talking about the phrase, again, 8647. It's important to mention Republicans have used 8647 when they were calling on Biden to be impeached. In fact, there's merchandise out there that we can buy right now. But is this more of a concern because of the past two assassination attempts on 47, on Trump?
Listen, as someone who's been in law enforcement and dealt with threats, I think that this is always an issue. I don't think it becomes heightened. I don't think it becomes lowered, whether or not there have been successful or unsuccessful assassination attempts. Political officials, especially law enforcement officials, need to really exercise restraint and really know that they are responsible for the rhetoric that is surrounding the country and politics right now.
What we do know is Comey was interviewed by Secret Service on Friday. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem says she is not going to release what was discussed. She did say the next steps are now up to the U.S. Attorney's Office. Again, we heard Trump there. He fired Comey back in 2017. How do you see this playing out, Tracy?
I personally do not think that charges will be filed. This is obviously a federal offense. It can be punishable by up to 5 years in prison, a $250,000 fine. I'm not sure that it's going to go in that direction. But in my opinion, I do believe that Comey almost needs to set the record straight. His response, in my opinion, was actually confusing. He thought it was a political message. He didn't think it was a political message. I think he needs to set the record straight, almost in, sort of offensive measures about this, and really talk about the fact that he does not agree with violence of any kind.
Tracy, I just want to ask, because I saw Google searches, and 86 is one of the top 10 searches right now. For viewers, what is 86? What does that typically signify?
If you want me to be honest, it is something that has been pretty prevalent actually in the service industry. I was a waitress myself back in the day. So, when you're saying 86 mayo, having without, that is the primary meaning of it.
Okay.
However, it has been used, in relation to wanting to kill someone. So I think that there is a lot of different ways that we can view this, but its primary meaning is actually without.
Tracy Walder, thank you for explaining that. I know a lot of us are wondering. Always a pleasure. Tracy Walder, thank you again.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.